for the first round of the WBIT, and it will be Northern Arizona Lumberjacks with a 26-7 record, set to take on the Arizona Wild.
8th in D1, the points come pretty easy to her. She's a 5 playing the, she's a 4 playing the 5. A lot of good guards on that team.
And then for Arizona, one of their leaders is the redshirt senior co-captain, Isis Bay.
Well, improvement is the word that comes to mind. Development. She has stuck with it. She's had an up and down career, but she has been amazing for this Wildcat team this year. A big time leader for them.
Good look at Bay right there, and there's a good look. Jada Williams, the sophomore guard. Unfortunately, she's not able to go here tonight.
Yeah, I talked to her before the game. She really was disappointed, though, with the foot injury right there. You can see in the boot. Obviously, the leader of this team in terms of points, the way she plays. They're going to have to get some people to really step up. A big opportunity for some of the other players on this Arizona team.
And that includes Paulina Paris, will get the start for Williams, and she had a tremendous game. The first time these two teams met, and she also started for Williams in that game because Jada was out with a concussion for that game. Take a look right there at the junior, transferred in from North Carolina as we get set for tip-off, first round, WBIT, NAU in the road blues, Arizona in the home whites, and the Wildcats here with the opening possession.
Well, Arizona has had such a tremendous crowd under Adia Barnes in the years that Coach Barnes has been here, and we're seeing it right here early on. Really good crowd came out tonight for this first round game.
No doubt about it. The men's team up in Seattle for their first round matchup tomorrow, and right out of the gates, Paulina Paris buries the triple to get things started for the Wildcats.
Well, you just mentioned it. Paris with the big game against NAU earlier, and she starts it off with the 3.
Take a look at the starting lineup for NAU right there. Keep also an eye, number 5, Taylor Feldman, the point guard. There she is with the floater. This one runs in and out. Brea Cunningham pulls it down.
Well, if you haven't watched both teams, this is going to be an interesting matchup, Chris. You've got the size of Arizona versus really 4 guards for NAU. They play most of the time with the one big and Glancy we talked about in the open. So size versus a very fast Lumberjack team, and there's the size right there in the paint for Arizona.
And how about the big and big connecting?
Right, that high-level post action, I love it right there. And that's going to be the key. Can Arizona get the ball in the paint against this smaller NAU team? And then can NAU transition? Right there, they get an offensive board, but can they get transition? And the shooting for NAU, how good is that going to be?
You take a look now at the starting 5 for the Wildcats. Also got the freshman Lauren Swan in the starting lineup. Go with Sky Jones, Cunningham, Bay, and Paris. Paris with the ball on the right wing.
But you can see NAU starts out. They play this kind of matchup zone. That's going to give Arizona jump shots from the outside. We've seen 2 already from Paris. But we also see, I think, Adia Barnes, the key for them is NAU. You got to, by the way, you can't really talk a lot of, or I can't talk a lot, because the ball's going up if you're NAU. They get it up and down.
They don't waste any time, and Glancy with 4 quick points, offensive rebound, putback. NAU with 2 offensive rebounds already, points to show for it.
Well, and interesting as we get into this game. In the first matchup, again, NAU the smaller team, but they dominated Arizona at the glass. You see the block there, though. Stick-to-itiveness with it with Jones and puts it in.
The stick-to-itiveness.
That's right.
Cross that off the bingo card for Matt Muehlbach. Nice pass, Feldman. Glancy down low. Boy, we've seen a lot of that all season long between those two.
Well, great call, Chris, also on how fast they get that off of a make, and they got it down and scored a layup off of a make. That's how fast this NAU team plays.
And forcing the turnover here, and they waste no time pushing the pace. And it is Moran kicking it back out. 3-pointer is no good for Beatty. Out of bounds. But that was one of the concerns from Adia Barnes, the head coach for Arizona, was getting back transition defense.
Here it is right here. Replay right there. That was the stick-to-itiveness that we got that one out quick. And that was literally, look at the shot clock.
Yeah.
Like barely any time had gotten off the shot clock. And again, not only a good shot, but a layup.
High percentage shot. Good look at Adia Barnes right there in her 9th season leading the Wildcat program.
And my friend Cindy Brunson would say she's got that drip right now over there on the sideline. Looking good for this game.
Drip, swag,
bringing it out for the tournament.
Hey, how about Brea Cunningham? She's got 4 quick points, 9-6 Cats on top here early.
Well, Brea can dominate this game with her size and skill. The key for her, can she stay on the court, stay out of foul trouble?
Yeah, that first meeting up in Flagstaff, Cunningham played just 14 minutes and fouled out of that contest. Swan buries the triple. 3-ball, corner pocket.
Swan, an absolute scorer out of New York. Coming into this game, can really light it up, energetic. And look at Arizona kind of giving it a little bit of NAU's play there, going really fast up the court, open three.
Feldman high off the glass, no good. How about Glancy? Another offensive rebound and putback, and she has got all 8 of NAU's points.
And they've come, what we've seen, 3 of them on offensive rebounds. They've got to box her out, got to find a body, get somebody on her so she cannot get those second opportunities.
5:45 remaining, opening quarter. In the WBIT first round, Paris the drive and draws the foul on Nia Moran. Take a look at Arizona getting off to the quick start.
Now, nice post move and footwork in there, you can see by Brea Cunningham. And then the other side, Swan then on the break. Nice little look on the break. That's the best time you're going to get a transition bucket, is on the break.
We talked to the coaches. First word out of their mouth when you talk about Lauren Swan, shooter.
Shooter, yep. And guards from Queens, New York. And you think about, I actually played with a guard there, Khalid Reeves.
Yes.
Played with Arizona, great guard.
Went to high school at Christ of King.
King High School, and you see guards that come from that area. They're very used to being not only great guards, but scorers as well. And Swan really fits that mold.
Players that got a little flair for the game as well.
Right. You used the word swag a minute ago, and that's flair, swag, all that in the same.
Nice little spin move right there from Olivia Moran. Olivia Moran, Nia Moran, identical twins.
And how do you tell them apart?
Nia's got the shorter hair.
Okay.
Look at a block by Cunningham. No, no, no. Cunningham, 4th in the Big 12 in blocks this season, about 1.5 per game.
See right there, does a good job keeping her hands straight up, waited till the last second. These shot blockers are bad shot blockers, try to get it out of the hand. She got it at the perfect time.
Another offensive rebound, just checking into the game there. Sanaya Neverson pulls it down for the Lumberjacks. Look at the double team down low on Glancy. Great kick out to the corner, and burying it is Olivia Moran. But how about the pass by Glancy out of the double team?
Well, it was good basketball by both teams. Arizona, I love the double of Dia Barnes. That's definitely a great scout on Glancy, but Glancy able to see the whole court and get it all the way across court for that open three.
Sky Jones on the dribble.
Talk about a double. There's a triple.
Triple on Cunningham. Kicks it out. Paris, no good. Olivia Moran up ahead. Boy, wasting no time putting up the 3. Off the mark is Allie Cummins.
Boy, NAU plays fast, and so is Arizona.
And Sky Jones.
Sky can score. Sky can play, and I love to see right now Arizona, not known as a fast as NAU team, but they're kind of bringing it right at NAU and attacking this team.
And here come the Wildcats once again. This time it's Paris.
I like Arizona's energy early. You wondered with Jada out of this game, where would they be? A team like Arizona that had aspirations of the NCAA tournament, did not get there. What kind of approach would they have tonight? And so far, high energy. Love what I see.
Timeout on the floor.
Not deep, even in most games with her on the
right.
Court. So does NAU have the stamina? Now, of course, remember that game was played at altitude.
Yes.
Up in the Roll Center, up in Flagstaff. Obviously, different situation here.
Just a little bit.
Just a little.
Sophie Glancy knocking down the first, knocks down the second. Glancy this season, second NAU single season scoring list all time, chasing the top spot. Also set the NAU single season school record for rebounds this season.
Yeah, she can ball, let's put it that way.
Isis Bay, great look on the cutting Katarina Knezjevic.
Now, you mentioned it earlier, Chris.
Out of bounds to the Jacks.
That was off Arizona, but
yeah.
Nice. Has been nice post passing by Arizona, really looking for each other inside the lane.
Taylor Feldman bringing it up. Boy, what a job she has done this season. Just gained a lot of confidence from last year to this year and has really stepped up for Lori Payne's team this year. Ball is loose.
Wow.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4 bodies on the floor. 3 of them in white. My goodness.
A great effort.
Who recovered the fumble there?
By both, yeah, exactly, by both teams. That's a round ball, not a oblong-looking ball. But I just love the effort from both teams right now. And as I said, you wondered with Arizona what the approach would be. And I just am impressed with how locked in they are, really, both teams already.
See, as you say, there is that initial disappointment of not making the NCAA tournament. You got to rally.
You do.
Be ready to go.
Now,
another opportunity to play.
Yeah, these postseason games are all about who's locked in, who's ready, who wants it the most. Reminds me of bowl games sometimes. Similar type atmosphere. Nice cross-court pass right there.
And Jones, high off the glass, gets the finish. We've seen a couple of athletic moves from the sophomore to get the finish.
You know what I love about that is NAU already back up. Offensive board again. They lay that in. But I love that Arizona possession. Adia Barnes talked to us about ball reversal, and upon the ball reversal, attacking after the reversal. Arizona did that perfectly on that last possession.
And that was another key right there. Pound the ball in the paint with that size advantage.
Yeah, no question about it. If they can get it in the paint, Arizona's going to have a lot of success. Here's that bucket. Now watch, now that one was not the ball reversal, just nice little interior. Their interior passing has been excellent so far.
And checking into the game now for the Wildcats is the sophomore Sanaya Jaw. Played last year at South Carolina, made her way to Tucson this season. Feldman on the dribble. Terrific atmosphere here at the McHale Center for the first round of the WBIT. Neverson, little scoop. How about that? The scoop and score for the junior.
Well, beautiful spin move right there. And you get the player on your hip, and then you can spin off of them. That was textbook.
And how about Sky Jones? She's got 8 points here in the opening quarter. Cats up by 4. Just under a minute and a half remaining here.
If you like offense, enjoy this one.
Yes. Both teams off to excellent starts.
Ooh, nice crossover.
Can't get it to go. And jump it up, and possession arrow stays with NAU. And take a look at Lori Payne, her 8th season leading this Lumberjack program. 26 wins on the year, the most in program history. Broke the record from last year when they got 25. What a job she has done up in Flagstaff.
Yeah, she really has, and the continuity is what stands out. Able to keep players in this day and age. So many players transferring. She's done a great job of that. Of course, she has Pac-10 roots, played at Washington in her collegiate career, and actually, it was pretty cool. We talked to her before the game. She was looking at Arizona. Came down to Tucson on a visit and saw Adia Barnes when she was playing for the Wildcats. Ended up playing with the Huskies up in Seattle.
Yep, and just missed playing against Adia Barnes by 1 year. And Glancy rims this one in and out. What a story, Glancy. Her freshman year, listen to this, she broke her hand taking her groceries up the stairs to her apartment. Did she miss any games? No. Just padded it up, bandaged it up, and kept on playing. She probably would have won Big Sky Freshman of the Year that year if she didn't get that injury.
It was her off hand, which helped, but nonetheless playing with a broken hand.
Matt, you tough enough to play with a broken hand?
No, I'd be out. I'd be in street clothes.
I give you more credit.
I might be tough enough, I wouldn't be good enough.
There you go.
That was the key for her, not just tough, but good as well.
Still be productive, yes. Pulling it down. Not able to get the putback, though, is Ja. And now it's Jones's turn. She's going to get fouled and head to the line to shoot a pair.
Well, and this is where Arizona can dominate this game. In the paint, on the glass, second chance opportunities, their size, their athleticism, so much bigger than this NAU team.
Jones to the line. She's already got 8 points here in the opening quarter. and make it 9. You know, Jones had a big breakout game last year, the first round of the NCAA tournament against Syracuse, but she had 24 points in that game.
I love her free throw. Her body and movements are really quiet during that free throw. Not a lot of movement, and when you do that and it can be consistent, you can really be a good shooter.
Corner 3, no good. Beatty pulls it down. Taylor on the drive, ripping it away is Swan. How about the rip and run by the freshman? Showing the quick hands.
Yeah, not easy against Feldman, such a great point guard for NAU. Swan's really played well so far with Jada Williams out.
Final seconds of the opening quarter. Paris got to get it up. She does. Counts if it goes. No good. And we are through the opening quarter in the first round matchup of the WBIT.
And she lived up to it there in that first quarter.
How about Glancy with 11 points in the opening quarter, 3 offensive rebounds. Got the putbacks.
Uses her size and quickness, and that's the combination with her. Great look.
Yeah, Swan the look. Cunningham not able to finish. Swan gets it back to Cunningham, goes up, and does get the finish this time.
Yeah, that was a great call out of that first quarter, going right to Cunningham. That was all Adia Barnes saying, look, let's get it inside and get an easy bucket, and they did.
So glad you could join us here. ESPN, Chris Harris, along with Matt Muehlbach. Wildcats on the loose. And Paulina Paris draws the foul. And that's going to go against Taylor Feldman. And so we got an update. It was Belmont. They won their opening round matchup against Middle Tennessee State. So they will take on the winner of tonight's game here.
And if Arizona wins, that will be here in McHale Center, right?
It'll be right here at McHale on Sunday. And if NAU wins, then
they would have to go across.
They will travel to Tennessee, to Nashville, take on Belmont. And Paris knocking it down, 26-18. What did you see out of the Wildcats in that opening quarter that they were having so much success?
Well, again, getting the ball inside. You know, they had a couple three-pointers, but I thought well, 2 things. I just thought their energy, how locked in they were in that first quarter. That's the way you want to see it in postseason playing. They had such a time off. I mean, how many days was it?
Yeah,
almost 2
for
weeks.
Arizona,
right?
It was 2 weeks.
2 weeks,
yeah,
so
14 days.
You should be bouncing off the walls.
Yes.
You haven't played so much now. Your timing may be off. But if you get the ball inside using that energy, I thought they really leveraged the energy in the crowd.
And Beatty, no good. And for NAU, they had 9 days off. And if you're Lori Payne, what was the message to your team there after the opening quarter?
I think a solid first quarter. I think, again, great job on the glass. They got all those offensive boards. But a better job, they need to do a better job really clogging up that paint, not letting Arizona get paint touches.
Swan, no good. And hustling to come down with it was Beatty, but she stepped out of bounds in the process. Leah Beatty, the senior, boy, she comes from a very gifted family. Mom and her aunt played hoops at Montana. They're both part of the Montana Athletics Hall of Fame.
They're in the Hall of Fame. Not just good players.
Yes.
Great players.
And Beatty actually played her at Montana State and then transferred over to NAU. Cunningham can't get it to go. Beatty off to the races, gets it to Feldman.
Now, Beatty was not only a fantastic basketball, but a volleyball, tennis player, did it all.
Love the multi-sport athletes.
And I think it helps you in your main sport as well. She was, I think, an all-state volleyball player, won a state title in that sport, and that just different body movements, muscle movements, good for you.
Yep, out of Midland Classical High School in Midland, Texas. Good look at Leah right there, the senior.
Had a big game in their first game against Arizona.
Yeah, 17 points, 5 of 8 from three-point range. Sounds like a Matt Muehlbach stat line.
I would dream of those days.
You could shoot it.
You know, had my time, but you know, fun to see how much better the shooters are now, just how much deeper they shoot it from. Like, we had to have our toes on the line. Now you don't even just need to see the line anymore.
Nope. Turnover, here comes NAU. Feldman drops it off, and getting the finish is Olivia Moran. Boy, how quickly defense turns into offense for the Jacks.
Well, and Feldman, that was a clinic on how to run the break, and she really was patient if you watch how long she waited, that's right. Did he have his glove? His glove in the stands? But you look right here, here's the transition, and you can see Feldman. Like, what a great job drawing the defense to her, the little drop off for the layup at the end.
And the block there by Clancy on Ja. Ja gets it back, goes back up, and there is a lot of contact there.
I'll tell you what, they're letting them play.
Yeah, that last loose ball, that almost hit former Arizona softball head coach legend Mike Candrea, and you had a question right after.
I was saying, did he have his glove in the stands? I saw actually the other day, I saw Rodney Peete with his glove in an LA Dodger game. I'm like, how cool is that the guy's in his 50s with a glove at a baseball game?
Do you know where that game was? That was in Tokyo.
Was it?
Against the Cubs,
okay,
yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
Rodney's son is a part of the staff there with the Dodgers.
Well, Mike Candrea is not only the GOAT in softball, he's the GOAT at Arizona.
Yes.
I mean, 7 national titles with the softball team. I mean, he set a standard that I don't think anyone's ever going to reach in any sport.
Yeah, absolutely unbelievable. Boy, that ball is halfway down, rims out for Beatty. Cunningham comes down with it, and not able to handle it was Bay. But yeah, Mike Candrea, boy, did he put softball on the map. And not only here in Arizona, but in the country, also being the head coach for the national team for Team USA at the Olympics as well.
Yeah, no, he's untouchable, what he's done. And it reminds me of what Adia Barnes has done here at Arizona. Just to come in as an ex-player, the energy she's brought to this program is phenomenal. You look back at that 19 season when this Arizona team won the WNIT, the most electric season in Arizona women's history basketball. It just was something that captured the city of Tucson, frankly.
Yeah, absolutely electric. And, you know, the following year was the COVID year, but the year after that, 2021, national championship game came up just short against Stanford. Yep. But this program's been off and running since that 2019 WNIT championship.
Well, I got to throw something out. Adia Barnes' jersey needs to be retired.
Yes.
And I think it should be up there, the jersey. I know she's up in the Ring of Honor, but the jersey should be up there. Feldman again, great instincts.
Yeah, quick hands too. How about that?
Yeah, the little step through. I'll tell you what, Feldman can absolutely play. I mean, there's so much focus that goes on Clancy, and rightly so. The double-doubles, the high score, but I'll tell you what, that 1-2 punch with your point guard and center.
She gained so much confidence this year, and what a difference it has been for this Lumberjack team. And here they go, off to the races.
You know what they do so well? The pass ahead. You saw it right there with Beatty. So many teams do not pass ahead. They try to dribble ahead, and the way you run a break is passing ahead. And again, Beatty with just such a terrific job.
Our drive from Flagstaff to Tucson. And how about NAU defensively stepping up? Arizona's missed their last 7 shots, and the Lumberjacks got on a 6-0 run.
Yeah, they've done a nice job. You look at this NAU team, 7 steals so far. And normally, Arizona has a history, and especially under Adia Barnes, of being an incredibly good defensive team and a team that pressures and will get steals and can get into games, get back in games because of that pressure. NAU's done a great job kind of turning the tables in that stat.
Coming out of the timeout. How about that NAU defense? Shot clock is down to 8. Jones is going to put it up and buries it. How about Sky Jones? And the great start for the sophomore here.
Well, remember, Arizona wants to get it in the paint. NAU already shooting. That shot clock barely going down. Another offensive rebound for them. The thing that surprises me, Chris, about NAU, they shoot a lot of threes, no question. They haven't made many. Again, as Feldman is just putting on a show in this first half. But that's what I was going to just say. NAU small, a lot of guards, but they get to the rim. They get paint touches and get right at the rim.
And here they go again. Feldman to Neverson. Neverson, a local product in Phoenix, played her high school ball at Valley Vista, where she won a state title, as well as PHH Prep. Olivia Moran, boy, just blows right by Ja for the finish.
And you can see what NAU does. They spread the floor, and when you spread it and you're smaller and have that opportunity to get the ball off the bounce, get it on the ground, you can beat taller players at times if there's no help.
Cunningham kicks it out. Paris wide open three, can't get it. And here comes Olivia Moran on the run. Schmidt to Feldman. Feldman pulls up, buries it, and the Lumberjacks have the lead, 30-29. 4 minutes remaining here in the second quarter.
Yeah, they've stormed back in this game, and a lot of it in this second quarter has been Feldman. She's been just terrific. Assists, scoring, running the team. We saw the nice mid-range game right there.
And Cunningham with the putback.
Yeah, how do you stop that, Arizona? Get the ball in the paint, get it to Cunningham. She can dominate that block. Great example right there.
Cunningham now with 8. 3 ball, no good. Jones with the rip and run. Paris to drive the contact and gets called for the charge. And how about Olivia Moran stepping up to take it for the Jacks?
Yeah, that was a very close call, tough call right there. And I understand why Paris a little bit frustrated, but you could kind of see the right elbow. I probably would have let that go. The contact by the hand came after the bump. And I thought the bump was just a really good physical play by both players. I would have let that one go.
How about the full court pressure here by Arizona? Yeah. Forces the turnover. Jones goes up strong and gets the finish. Sky Jones, what a first half for her.
And there was a lot of contact by Glancy on that. I like the fact they didn't call anything. Let them play through the contact there.
Jones now with 14. Swan up ahead. Looking for Cunningham, just not able to connect there.
Now here's Sky Jones on this play right here, just playing through contact, and the taller Sophie Glancy. That's a nice put back there, and she's having a nice offensive game so far.
How about the turnovers?
And 9 Arizona, you'd see that normally switch right there, because Arizona, what we see here, picking up three-quarter court. Another turnover right there. That's 2 and 3 possessions.
And it's that full court pressure now that Barnes and Arizona have applied here.
And that's what she's known for, right? That gritty defense, that tough defense, the culture, the system of trying to get extra possessions on the defensive end. Of course, Adia Barnes, a fantastic defensive player in the WNBA in her time at the Seattle Storm, won a title.
Yep.
Up there. What year was that, Chris?
2004, I believe, yes. Playing with Lauren Jackson, Sue Bird.
Yep.
Cunningham goes up and draws the foul. Love to see that if you're an Arizona fan. Working the ball inside.
Yeah, you can see the approach. They're listening. They have a great game plan. And again, we're seeing kind of opposite game plans here. The fast nature of NAU, get it up, shoot a 3 or get to the rim. Arizona, play a little bit more under control and get the ball inside to your fantastic center and power forward.
Good look at Brea Cunningham, second on the team in points, leads the team in rebounds, misses the first one here. She was a 2023 McDonald's All-American along with Jada Williams. Mentioned off the top, Williams not available with the foot injury here this evening.
Both players at La Jolla Country Day.
Yes.
Played together, as you mentioned. And some incredible players coming out of La Jolla Country Day. I saw the notables in Wikipedia. There's Jada there. Jada actually from Kansas City. I talked to her. I'm originally from KC. She went to Blue Springs, and I went to a high school for 1 year, Rockhurst. And I said that. She said, oh, yeah, we were football rivals.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, she knew that right away.
Okay.
Went out to La Jolla and
played the last 2 seasons at La Jolla Country Day along with Brea Cunningham. And had a chance to catch up with their head coach during their time at La Jolla Country Day. Terry Bamford was kind enough to send over a couple of photos. There was Coach Bamford right there. And that group, they won 2 Open Division San Diego championships both years that they were there together.
Yeah, that's cool stuff. And then to be able to play here in Tucson together.
It was not a package deal, by the way. It was Brea that committed first, and then Jada followed later. But yeah, always a neat thing when you can play with a high school teammate at the college level.
Yeah, that's rare, very rare.
Jones underneath, can't get it to go.
Tell you, Glancy down low, great job defensively, being the lone, taller player down there.
Olivia Moran a little too excited there. Traveling the call. Minute 45 remaining here, first half.
Let's see how Arizona attacks this zone this time. Can they get the ball into Brea again? That's what their focus is. See Brea taking a couple breaths.
And ball is loose, coming away with this. Neverson gets it up to Moran. Neverson for three, in and out, no good. Paris on the run. Neverson, the quick hands. Another turnover for the Cats. Feldman can't get it to go. And Paris finally slows it down here.
Yeah, good move right there. It's a little bit scattered, and Paris with a nice rebound right there.
Ten seconds on the shot clock. 35 game clock. Got to get it up. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Paris has got to get it up. She finally does. Can't get it to go. Pulling it down is Glancy. It looks like Lumberjacks will hold for the final shot.
Well, that shot by Paris reminded me of the Ari McDonald shot at the buzzer in that title game.
There you go.
21. Shot clock winding down, had to kind of hoist it up. Uh-oh.
And poked away by Cunningham. Swan comes up with it. Little Euro step and draws the foul. So how about the hands by Cunningham? And then Swan's able to take it the other way and draw the foul.
What I love here is Cunningham gets the hands and she's like, okay, Swan, you take it. Like, she was waiting for her to take it. She was breathing a little hard right there. And then Swan with that beautiful step through. We saw Feldman do that earlier. Nice job there, nice footwork and skill.
Cunningham said, I did my job.
That's right.
Go grab it.
Go get it and score.
There you go. And Swan knocks down the first. Made the Big 12 all-freshman team this year. Makes both free throws. And we are through the first half here in McHale Center. And it is the Arizona Wildcats, Adia Barnes' team with the 36th.
And, you know, taking over this program and becoming kind of the sixth person in the stand. And they're here again in postseason play.
Almost 118,000 fans on the season. Ranks 10th in the country.
Big numbers. Now, we can see right in front of us, Isis Bay, number 33 there. You see her on defense. She had 0 points that first half. And we talked and documented what a terrific season she's had, the improvements. I look for her to have a really big second half and be a factor here.
No points for Bay, but she did have 4 assists. Did a great job of setting up her teammates.
Well, she's such a good all-around player, team player, kind of in a lot of ways, even though she can do everything, kind of a glue player.
Feldman, the drive, drops it off. Cunningham is there to get it for the Wildcats.
Beautiful help defense by Cunningham, and not easy for someone who plays the center position to come in like that.
And Cunningham, the finish. You know, one of the big keys for Cunningham is just being on the floor. 0 fouls in the first half. She fouled out and played just 14 minutes in the first meeting between these two.
It's a great point, Chris, and right there gets the bucket. And what do we say? Isis Bay right there with the beautiful assist. The interior, you called it, I think, the first or second play of the game. The interior passing of the Arizona interior players has just been fantastic.
Glancy, the bucket there for the Lumberjacks. Glancy now 14 points to lead the way for NAU. How about that matchup? Cunningham, Glancy. Cunningham gets the finish.
Yeah, good footwork inside, wanted to get to her spot right across lane, kind of brought it back to her right hand, and because of her size, able to finish pretty easily there.
Wildcat lead up to 7 here, early third quarter.
You see Cunningham, great catch right there. You see interior players coming to the ball to receive that catch. And as a guard, I remember, you know, if a player inside doesn't come to the ball, it's a turnover. And Cunningham not only scored there, but avoided a turnover, almost like a receiver coming to a pass in football.
Speaking of a pass and hitting the receiver, how about that right there?
And that's a called play out of a out of bounds play. Terrific execution.
Swan to Bay baseline, can't get it. Here comes the Lumberjacks.
That shot will be there all game, that short corner.
Feldman, 3-ball, corner pocket. And it's back to a 2-point game.
Well, and I'm sure Coach Lori Payne told her team, look, just keep firing. We're a better shooting team than 1 of 17. Don't worry about that first half. They will start falling, and a good example right there.
Wildcats turnover up ahead to Feldman. And we are all tied up at 40.
Well, that time Cunningham came to the ball. I thought there was contact, but Feldman with the beautiful pump fake gets the wide open layup.
How about this start here in the second half by NAU?
Yeah, came out on fire. That 3 I thought was big for their energy and momentum. And they're still running.
3-ball, no good. Moran, though, with the putback.
Yeah, the energy in the first 3 minutes, so often important in any college basketball game, and you see NAU really having that energy here to start things off.
Timeout, Adia Barnes.
Her ball right there by Olivia allowed Naya to get that rebound. The toughest rebound to get is really an air ball because you're not prepared on defense for it, and that enabled Naya to sneak in there, get that rebound in the putback.
So Adia Barnes calling the timeout for Arizona. What do you think the message was there in the huddle?
Well, I just thought energy-wise, NAU had better energy to start that second half. In fact, I thought Arizona, one of the props I'd give them is they had great energy in the first half. So get that energy back, lock in as they get going in the second half.
And the foul here against NAU. It's going to go against Naya Moran. And she's going to take a seat.
For Arizona, number 1, Lauren Swan at the line.
Lauren Swan, the freshman, at the line. Shooting 70% on their free throws this season, knocks down the first.
I think Swan's going to be a good player. Really like her offensive game and the skill set she brings.
Knocks them both down here. Yeah, she's had 2 separate games this season where she's made 6 3-point field goals. There's that pressure again going full court for the Wildcats, but Lumberjacks able to break it and they turn it over.
Yeah, they did a great job. Feldman able to break the first double team. That created 2-on-1. The bounce pass was the correct pass. She just bounced it a little too far into her teammate and went off her knee, obviously.
Tied once again at 42. 6 minutes remaining here, third quarter. First round, the WBIT, Arizona and NAU in-state rivalry. Paris, the drive, no good. Lumberjacks come away with it. Feldman draws the foul. She'll head the line to shoot a pair. And you brought this up when we talked earlier. She gets to the free throw line a lot, talking about Taylor Feldman, the junior point guard for NAU.
Now, Feldman only 5'8", right? And a point guard at that. Normally point guards are not having a heavy dose of free throws all game. She leads the team. And you think of Sophie Glancy, the great, 4-5 for NAU. And Feldman has 5 more attempts on the season than Glancy. That shocked me when I looked at those numbers.
And shoots at an 85% clip, and not only leads NAU, but she leads the Big Sky.
Right, great point. 1-2, her and Glancy in the Big Sky in attempts.
Boy, nice look down low there by Jones. Cunningham not able to finish.
Well, you asked what to do. That's Arizona right there. Get it inside. They missed that one, but again, keep going back to that.
Ball is loose, coming away with it is Clancy. How about the defense down low by the Wildcats? Feldman again gets the hoop. Can't get it. How about Jones laying down on the baseline out of bounds?
Almost had that board from her back. It was pretty funny. Great block there by Cunningham. And there, let's see, I think her back is touching their shoulder, got the line there.
If nothing else, the hair.
I was just going to say, if the hair touches the line, I think that's out of bounds.
I believe so.
And again, we see NAU, they do a really nice job. They show the three ball, and you've got to respect it. And so when you close out against that three ball, especially if you're a taller player than the NAU player, they've got a chance to then, draw you with the pump fake and get into the rim, and that's what Moran did right there.
And you look back at the halftime stats, Matt, 1 of 17 from three-point range for NAU. Being aggressive now, going to the basket.
Yep. They're going to shoot it when it's open, but you can see it's a great point. I think their strategy has been get to the rim.
And Olivia Moran knocks down the second.
Well, and I will say again, this Arizona bench, not as deep as the NAU bench.
Nice look by Cunningham. Bay with the finish. Isis Bay, her first bucket of the night.
Again, interior passing by the Wildcats.
Out of bounds to...
They shoot threes, they share it. Very, very guard-oriented. If you're a guard, it'd be a fun place to play.
No question about it. They like to get it and go. Who doesn't like to play that style of ball?
That's right. It's a good recruiting tool as well. I think what's interesting, I just looking at the stats here, Arizona, from a bench perspective, only has played 12 minutes of their bench. NAU has played 28 minutes from the bench. And so you wonder, as this second half keeps rolling along here, 4:32 to go in the third, does fatigue become a thing for Arizona?
Ball gets stripped away. Coming away with it is Rolfe. One of the players coming in off the bench, Mylene Rolfe, a freshman.
Good point there, Chris. And that's, I think, Adia Barnes saw what I saw. And, again, her bench is just not as deep as this NAU bench, but she's going to try and leverage it as much as possible here in this third quarter.
And remember, Arizona's without Jada Williams.
Their best player.
Boy, how about the defense coming over to help there by Clancy? Well, she can do it offensively and defensively for NAU.
Yeah, when you come over like that on the help side, and again, arms straight up, she does a terrific job of not getting those arms bent over. That would cause a foul. Defending without fouling, such a key in any basketball game.
So they're working on the clock right now. There we go.
I thought I actually, when it went out of bounds, I thought there was more than 2.8. I wonder if that's what they're doing, is increasing that by maybe a second or so.
Our officials for tonight, Michael Murray, Kenneth Nash, and Jeff Wooten, officials for tonight's game.
They've done a nice job. They've let these teams play. Has not been a free throw parade.
It has not.
Nobody wants to see.
So we got 3 seconds currently on the shot clock. There we go, 3.2.
And I think that was closer to what I saw. Nice job there.
And Cunningham gets it up, no good. Neverson pulls it down.
Nice hedge there by Isis Bay.
Glancy for three, knocks it down. Sophie Glancy with the triple.
Now that's what makes NAU so tough, right? 5 players outside that three-point line, and that felt like maybe the biggest shot in the game right there. NAU had gotten up by 4. Arizona maybe out of sorts. The energy not the same. Maybe let's see if that gets the crowd pumped up.
That was Swan coming right back with the three. Glancy in the paint, in and out.
Nice D by Cunningham there. It was like Swan wants to take it after making that three.
Time for a heat check is what she's thinking.
I agree. There it was. Nice pass. Whoa.
How about Rolf, the finish on the baseline there.
Mylene Rolf, I mean, that was really difficult. Great production off the bench.
Out of bounds to NAU. Rolf's a player known more for her defense. Come with a nice play there on the offensive end.
Well, and that was, the degree of difficulty was very high. She had to go through Glancy right there, the taller player, and contact.
Glancy again. She's got 19.
She's impressive. Her game, her all-around game, very impressive. Nice job in that mid-range. She can shoot the three, mid-range, get to the rim, all levels.
Turnover, and Feldman the other way lays it in.
Well, in live ball turnovers, those are the worst, right? In Arizona, we've seen a little bit of that today already, tonight. And that one hurt right there.
Lumberjack lead up to 3 with 2 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Nice look down low. Cunningham with the finish. Great look there by Rolf.
Great look by Rolf. She's done some nice things since she's come in, a score, an assist, but credit Cunningham, the seal down there on the block in that nice finish.
Cunningham now with 15. Well, that one just comes out, but how about the putback and the finish for Neverson?
Well, what happens is Glancy's out at the top of the key, right? So Arizona's center, Cunningham is there. That's your rebounder. You've got to have now 4 players, other positions, rebound the ball because Cunningham's not in a position to get that rebound. Now you see Cunningham there. She's already top of the key. And that was a tough one right there because it hung on the rim and it looked like Arizona had position, but give NAU credit again, offensive rebounds.
Yeah, Neverson, the second leading rebounder on the team, the Big Sky Reserve of the year.
Good call out. Wow. Are you kidding me? We've seen some difficult makes by Arizona. Is that, they're trying to say that maybe was before the bucket? That certainly seemed to me to be as the bucket was going in. I'm not sure. It seems like an and one.
And Jones is at the free throw line.
Yeah, that little hesitation that she did off the dribble, left-handed, beautiful move.
And it is the three-point play, and we are all tied up once again at 54, just over a minute remaining here in the third.
Nice job by Arizona to get the crowd back in it, get the momentum going a little bit in their way.
Glancy going one-on-one with Cunningham, the left-hand finish.
Well, the footwork, the left hand, the patience in the paint, and a spin move. I mean, that's kind of 101, one-on-one. I mean, that's right out of the playbook.
And turnover with the possession goes back to U of A as Lori Payne takes a look.
Look at that work down low, that nice little, got the bump there to create space and being able to finish left-handed. I mean, I keep going back to what Coach Payne said. What's her superpower? Everything.
She's truly the total package for the Lumberjacks. And now we got the officials with another meeting at the scorer's table. And it's another look at the shot clock here. So again, the winner of this one, Matt, will take on Belmont. Belmont beat Middle Tennessee State earlier tonight. As we take a look, as they try to figure things out.
Obviously, Belmont wanting NAU to win, not because they think they're better. They want a home game.
No doubt about it. So 20 seconds now on the shot clock. 40 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. It was almost like a timeout there for Arizona.
And maybe help them a little bit catch their breath. Now, Rolfe made a good move there. I thought she had Cunningham on the right block there. It's kind of a tough shot. Nice job trying to get the offensive board foul by her. So.
Final 20 seconds here of the third quarter. Lumberjacks up by 2. Feldman on the bounce.
Go one-on-one, get that screen there from Glancy.
Moran, the drive, no good. Cunningham tips it out with 1.5 seconds remaining.
Well, if you're Arizona here, you really need to cross. Obviously, stung. I think they win that. Good chance for the NCAA tournament. But again, terrific job at McHale Center, and Adia Barnes continues her terrific season after season, just getting this thing going every year.
Yeah, if they get the victory here tonight, it'll be their 6th 20-win season the last 7 years.
I think her message to her team was, look, defensive rebounding. NAU has 20 offensive board. They had 7 in that third quarter. If they can keep NAU off the glass, I think they win this game.
Three-pointer rims in and out. Glancy pulls it down. Yeah, the Lumberjacks outscoring the Wildcats 25-18 in that third quarter.
I thought early on in the third, the Lumberjacks had the better energy. I thought by the end of the third, Arizona had turned that around a bit, gotten the crowd involved. Like any quarter in a game like this, first 2-3 minutes critical.
Look at Feldman go to work, not able to get it. Jones pulls it down.
When we see 4 Arizona players in the paint right around that missed shot.
Swan for 3, no good. Tracking it down is Neverson. Matt, you talked about it there in the third quarter. Feldman being aggressive, just the ability to get to the free throw line.
Well, and she created the contact, right? She was the aggressor on that play. It was a tough call, but she was the player that got into the defensive player, put the onus, the pressure on the referees to make the call. It was a good call, and that's why she goes to the line so much. And as you pointed out, Chris, incredible free throw shooter. So
the junior from Tustin, California, played at Crean Lutheran High School. Knocks down a pair, pushes the lead back up to 4 for NAU.
And show a little pressure here. Isis Bay, who's really good at all skill levels, right? She does such a great job. Great passer, we saw it there. Nice cut, and the bucket.
There we go.
Right on cue.
And you love the chemistry between the two bigs, Cunningham and Bay.
You pointed that out like the first pass of the first quarter. Their interior passing is special.
That 3-ball rims in and out for Nia Moran. Crowd coming to life here at McHale.
Felt like a big miss right there.
Bay, no good. How about Cunningham fighting for it and gets the finish? And we are tied at 58.
Well, we talk about rebounding out of your area. Cunningham went all the way across the key to grab that one.
Moran, wow, how about the cut by Moran, and Feldman was able to find her.
5 out, none in the paint. And when you run kind of a wheel play right there, Moran did such a good job moving without the ball.
Nice look by Bay, this time to Cunningham. Goes up and draws the foul.
I'll tell you what, Cunningham has really soft hands. She has terrific hands. The catch she's made, the pass 2 times. We see the great pass there to Bay. Here's the one. Look at that, all the way literally across the lane. And those hands strong, but really does a nice job with catching those rebounds and passes.
Brea Cunningham, she was Pac-12 freshman team honorable mention last year. This year, all Big 12 honorable mention. And knocks down the first free throw here.
I think as a player you can get better catching the ball, especially for a post player, but some of that is just natural. You just sometimes have it or you don't.
Jones gonna make her way. Cunningham knocks them both down. Tied again at 60. There's some full court pressure here again from the Wildcats. Feldman for three, no good. Jones. Look at the hustle by Moran to knock that ball away from behind.
Yeah, you can see why she is the heart and soul of this team. The aggressiveness, the energy right there, just not giving up.
Known for her defense, Nia Moran picked up the offense this season as well. Three ball, no good from Swan. Here comes Olivia Moran. Beatty for three, in and out. And out of bounds to the Lumberjacks.
Good box out right there by Cunningham, and not able to corral that one. I thought a little bit of contact forced that too. So, but as I said, the officiating has been very consistent letting them play.
And that's all you can ask for.
That's right.
Beatty picks up the screen. Cunningham with the block. Rolfe gonna bring it out. Well, how about Cunningham with the help defense?
Yeah, the length right there. Said, get that one out of here.
Yeah. Jones, the corner three, no good. How about Rolfe pulling it down? Another possession for the Wildcats.
Now they are on the offensive glass.
Jones, the drive, the finish. Sky Jones, tied at 60 again. Jones with 19. The crowd comes to life here at McHale.
Now here's that block we saw earlier, and she covers. Like, if you're Beatty right there, you just don't think she can cover that much ground. And again, when you see Sky Jones get to her left hand, she's so powerful and athletic from that left hand. If she gets her shoulder in, it's over.
And we've seen that move a few times here tonight.
Yeah. And she's really good getting to the rim.
Cats with the 62-60 lead. Bay, no good.
I like that shot.
Neverson with the finish.
I'll tell you what, another good catch. That was a difficult catch on the run, and then for Neverson to then plant off of 2 feet, just terrific fundamentals. I mean, Arizona has the jumper if they want it. It is open, wide open.
Yeah, Lumberjacks are giving that up. Jones the drive and the finish once again.
Telling you, she gets to the left, it's over.
Jones with 21. Cats up by 2. 5.5 remaining.
I used the Skylar Diggins-Smith comp, and it's coming true. Ooh. Ooh. Lancy just, she's got a bag full of moves.
She's all smiles out there. She'd love to have fun. Great personality for that NAU team. Cunningham wants it.
So fantastic stuff here. 5 minutes to go. Let's see who can execute. I thought in that third quarter, Arizona only gave up 1 offensive rebound, and that's been really their Achilles heel if they've had one this game. And so if they can do that, I think they got a great chance to win. On the other side, NAU still not making that 3-point shot. Can they get hot with 5 minutes to go?
They can't get it. Cunningham, no good. And Moran pulls it down for the Lumberjacks. Yeah, NAU 3 of 27 from 3-point range here tonight. But on the flip side, they got 21 offensive rebounds.
And here you see that spread offense. It's a tough call there. They've really been letting them play. That one was a little bit of a ticky-tack foul.
So for Arizona, it's their second team foul. NAU with just 1, with 4.5 minutes remaining. Moran, no good. Glancy, the putback, can't get it. Neverson goes up, she can't get it. Cunningham clears it.
Yeah, offensive rebounds there for NAU, not able to convert.
Up to 23 offensive rebounds now for NAU.
Now, if Arizona can swing the ball side to side, then they get the defense moving, they can get the ball into Cunningham.
Rolf, no good. Feldman pulls it down. Feldman on the run, pull-up jumper, knocks it down. Taylor Feldman, and NAU back in front by 2. Feldman now with 17.
Tell you what, that's such a difficult shot. Running 100 miles an hour just to stop on a dime. Swan from deep.
Lumberjacks with the ball up by 2. Neverson no good.
Here in Isis Bay, you know, do they run a little bit different offense? You have Jones setting that pick, that high pick there. Maybe they get something with Jones to the bucket or an outside shot.
And letting it fly, no good for Paris. Tipped out, Feldman tracks it down.
Ooh.
Feldman for 3, knocks it down, and goes back with a smile on her face. And the Lumberjacks up by 5, 2:35 remaining.
And it's been Feldman this last minute or so, that beautiful jump shot on the break from the free throw line, and then that one from deep. Knocked that one in, and you see the nice pass by Moran, drew the defenders, and finally, if you're NAU, something fell from the outside.
So how about the junior point guard, Taylor Feldman, her first full year starting, and what a difference she has been for the Lumberjacks this season, doing it, scoring and passing.
Absolute baller. She's got a mid-range game. She's got an outside game. She gets to the line and the rim constantly. She puts pressure on the defense almost every possession, and looks like she just has barely played a quarter right now. Looks like she's in great shape, and obviously you hit those 2 buckets, you're going to be feeling good.
22 points on the night, and just like Sophie Glancy, she is a 2-time All-Big Sky first-team unanimous selection.
I'll tell you what, if they can keep Feldman a junior and Glancy a junior back for next year, for their senior years, I mean, they are going to have a squad.
So coming out of the timeout, what was the message you think from Adia Barnes for U of A?
Well, they got Cunningham with the bandage on her right leg. It's trying to get in the post. Can they get it to Cunningham or Isis Bay for a good look?
And it's the freshman with the corner 3, Swan.
Well, and that's the thing. There was so much defensive pressure. Swan saw it. There was nothing available inside. Swan now is hitting the 2 biggest shots of the game for Arizona.
And the crowd is on their feet here at McHale Center. 2 minutes remaining. Wildcats down by 2. And traveling's the call against the Lumberjacks.
Well, I didn't think she traveled. There. It looks like a little pirouette. Well, maybe she did. I think she took that 3rd step there. Good call by the ref, and all of a sudden the energy back up for the Wildcats.
U of A chance to tie it or take the lead. Swan can't get it. And Bay gets fouled on the putback, so she'll go to the line to shoot a pair and try to tie this game up.
Well, I love what Swan did there. You hit the first one. Here's the 3 shot. Now look, that was actually good defense right there. She just rose up and in your eye knocked one down. And as a freshman, just not thinking about it, you know, just playing ball.
That's that Queens, New York background that she comes from.
That's right.
Isis Bay knocks down the first. Chance now to tie it.
They did a nice job on that offensive board. Really good hands to catch that one. It was a difficult catch, and then she gets the steal.
And Swan tries to throw it up for Jones, gets knocked away by Livia Moran. And here comes the Lumberjacks. Moran for 3, no good. Another offensive rebound for NAU.
That has been the story for sure. Good box out by Swan there.
And she throws it up ahead to Jones. Can't get it. Little alley-oop.
It's a tough play.
NAU's got numbers.
Ooh. They had Glancy at the post.
And Nia Moran with the finish baseline. Lumberjacks back up by 2, 1 minute remaining. What a finish here. First round of the WBIT. Rolf jumper, no good. Livia Moran the rebound.
Let's see if NAU pulls this out, or do they attack? They attack.
And Cunningham, the block, out of bounds.
Wow, some action here, up and down. Now there was the bucket by Moran, and we saw Glancy was open, but Moran's sweet jumper, kind of a floater from the baseline. That was not an easy shot.
Each team with 2 fouls. Remember, it's the 5th foul where you're shooting 2.
I was wondering there if NAU would go 2 for 1. Kind of lost that opportunity now, just taking their time. Ooh, tough one.
It's going to be against Cunningham, try to cut in the front of the passing lane.
Let's take a look here. Yeah, she got her on both arms there and the wrist.
So the shot clock was down to 5. Now it resets to 20 with 27.3 seconds remaining on the game clock. So that was a big sequence right there.
And I think if you're NAU, you've got to run this one down so you only give Arizona 7 seconds. If you make it, you're in great shape. Even if you miss, you're in pretty good shape because Arizona's got to go the other way pretty quickly.
Wildcats with 1 timeout remaining. And there's the block. Out of bounds. Great defense by the Wildcats. 2.4 seconds remaining.
I was going to say, no one had Feldman. And got to really communicate on these baseline plays. There it was.
Ball is free. Moran gets it up. It's blocked by Jones.
Okay.
Shot clock violation. The Wildcats use their final timeout with 6.9 seconds remaining, down by 2.
Well, Arizona did their job on that play defensively. Not only get the block, but the rebound there. Look where she is. She's in the exact same spot she was for the play against Baylor. And we'll see, but they're going to probably play zone. NAU might play a zone,
there you
so
go.
It's probably not going to be available.
And there's going to be a foul right there against NAU. That's their 3rd team foul, so they got still 1 more foul to give.
And I bet they give it. I mean, they're gonna let Arizona catch, probably make a play here, and then foul them 1 more time. I think they'll foul them 1 more time and try to get the clock down to like 4 seconds or so.
So again, Arizona out of timeouts. NAU still with 3. Lumberjacks with 1 foul to give. Rolf.
No,
Dribbling.
not fouling.
Got to get it up. Got to get it up. And